Men are from Mars, women are from Venus. Author Gray John. Chapter 1. Differences. Men and women are different. They're like aliens who came from different planets and now live together. And we can't get along with each other as long as we expect the opposite sex to be like us. We want that person to want what we want and feel what we feel. We mistakenly assume that if a partner loves us, he or she will treat us exactly the same way we ourselves tend to treat people we love. This approach leads us to a series of disappointments. In reality, men and women are different by nature. When we begin to recognize and respect the differences between us, there are far fewer misunderstandings when it comes to communication. Now, many men expect a woman to think and react like a man, and a woman expects a man to feel and behave like a woman. When that doesn't happen, we become demanding, resentful, and strict. Resentment builds up, our communication fails, and eventually, we break up. Chapter 2. The Decider and the Improver. Women often complain that men don't listen to them. When she begins to say something, the man captures the essence of the problem and gives her a possible solution as to how she can improve her situation. She ends up wanting empathy, and he thinks she wants solutions. And men don't like it when a woman starts trying to change them and contribute to their growth in every way possible. The partner doesn't miss a single opportunity to suggest what needs to be done now. She feels like she is taking care of him, and he feels like she is bossing him around. This happens because men are obsessed with things that help them demonstrate their power by getting results and hitting targets. But in order to be satisfied with himself, he needs to achieve his goals on his own. That's why men are so unhappy when they are corrected or told what they need to do. It's like claiming as if he can't manage on his own. Since the Martian solves his problems on his own, he will not share them with anyone else unless he needs an expert opinion. If a Martian asks for help when he can do everything himself, it is perceived as a sign of weakness. The other Martian is usually flattered to be asked for help, and after listening, he offers his own solutions to the problem. This is the main reason why a man instinctively offers solutions when a woman tells him about her problems. He genuinely wants to help the woman and thinks that she is expecting qualified advice from him. After that, he expects praise and love. The woman needs to talk, so she continues to pour out her frustrations. The man stops listening because his valuable advice has just been rejected and he feels humiliated. He has no idea that in order to provide real support, he is quite enough just to listen to her with interest and sympathy. Venusians, on the other hand, value love, companionship, and relationships between people. They experience the satisfaction of sharing something and making personal connections. Individual expression is vital to them, especially the expression of feelings. Sharing personal feelings is much more important on Venus than achieving goals and success. Venusians study psychology and are passionate about personal development and spirituality. Also, Venusians have the sharpest intuition, and therefore often try to hint about what they want. And when the Martian does not understand their hints, they become extremely puzzled, because for them, everything is so simple. The offer of help for them is not perceived as an insult, and the need for help is not considered a sign of weakness. When a woman is offered help, it gives the feeling that she is loved and cared for. A man, on the other hand, takes the offer of help as a hint that he is incompetent and weak. The woman does not realize that her caring attempts to help humiliate the man. For example, imagine that a man and a woman are traveling in a car. The man is lost and is trying to find his way on his own. The woman may start advising him on how he should proceed. From her point of view, she says this: "I love you and care about you, and so I'm offering to help." He, on the other hand, hears something offensive. "I doubt you can find your way on your own. Stupid." She, on the other hand, just needed to show her love and support. So men need to remember that women talk about problems just for the feeling of intimacy, and not necessarily to find a solution. Accept the woman's distress, Don't offer her solutions or try to give her an explanation for what she is feeling. Chapter 3. Reactions to stress. The man withdraws and the woman experiences confusion and emotional involvement. The man feels better when he immerses himself in solving the problem, and the woman feels better after talking about the problem. Again, both the man and woman deal with stress in different ways, so they may have disagreements in the background. For example, a man, after coming home from work, wants to sit alone to think about the problem and try to find a solution. At this time, he is so immersed in the search for a solution that he is unable to think about anything else, including he is unable to give a woman that deserved attention and the tender feelings that she used to receive from him. If a solution is found, the man feels much better and becomes open again. If a solution cannot be found, then he does something to distract himself from his problems, such as reading a book, playing, or watching a movie. He does not want to be disturbed by anyone. A woman, on the other hand, needs to talk about the day's problems. She feels better when she shares her feelings and talks about how exhausted, confused, and exhausted she is. Neither of them wants to understand the other, so tension will gradually build up, which will culminate in a grudge or quarrel. A woman cannot understand and accept such periods in a man because she has no idea what kind of stress he is under. If he came home and talked about his problems, then she might show understanding and compassion. But there's no way he's going to talk about them, so the woman feels like he's ignoring her. She realizes that the man is upset, but mistakenly concludes that he is cold to her because he won't talk to her. Usually, the woman will start pushing for his attention and support. This will lead to a fight. What she needs to accept is that this is a natural process of dealing with stress in men, not a manifestation of feelings towards her personally. Conversely, men need to realize that when they lock themselves in their cocoon, the woman begins to feel abandoned and unwanted. And when a man is absorbed in his thoughts, he may not notice how sharply moved from warmth and tenderness to coldness and detachment. He does not think at all about how his detachment may be perceived by others. They both need to realize that they each have the right to deal with stress in their own ways and talk these things through somehow. When a woman talks about problems, a man thinks that she is telling all these things because she is either asking for advice or blaming him. In the former case, he starts offering solutions to her problems. When the man sees that the woman doesn't calm down, he gets the feeling that she's rejected his solutions, hence the feeling that she's underestimating him. In the second case, the man starts making excuses. But the more he does this, the more she gets upset. What the woman needs is for him to understand her feelings and just let her share any other problems. It's also hard for men to listen because a woman usually speaks chaotically, and it's hard for a man to grasp the logical chain. Just listen to her, and after all the attacks, accusations, and criticism, she will feel better and will be very grateful and affectionate. Chapter 4. How to motivate the opposite gender. When men have the feeling that they are needed, they are willing to do anything to please women. Otherwise, they become passive and lethargic. When women have a feeling that they are desired, they experience satisfaction and give all their love to their partner. Otherwise, she gradually takes on more and more responsibility, which makes her tired and irritable. When a man is in love, he begins to care about the other person as much as about himself. From what he begins to show all the best that he has in him, he feels so confident in himself, as if he really can roll mountains. He gets motivated to work and live to make his soulmate happy. But when he feels like a woman doesn't need him, he exhibits a selfish pattern of behavior. At such moments, he secludes himself in his cocoon and asks himself questions. Why he needs all this, and why he needs all this hassle. The man does not realize that he is not interested in anything simply because he does not feel needed. To get motivated again, he needs to feel valued, trusted, and accepted. When a man doesn't feel like he is making someone else's life better, it's hard for him to care about his own life and family as well. It's hard to motivate yourself to take action when you're not needed. Most men don't know how important it is for a woman to feel cared for and supported. A woman is happy when she believes that her partner is ready to fulfill all her needs. When a woman is upset, depressed, or confused, what she needs most is someone to be there for her. She needs to feel that she is not alone and that she is loved and cared for. Men don't understand this because their Martian instinct tells them that in times of need, it's better to have some privacy. Also, women want more time for self-exploration. They are tired of only giving. They think they give more than they get, and it seems unfair to them. They need someone to provide emotional support, someone they don't have to take care of. That said, they shouldn't blame each other. When a woman gives too much, she shouldn't blame it on her partner for that. Likewise, a man who gives too little should not blame his partner for being hostile or unfriendly. When this situation arises, instead of blaming the partner for sulking at him, the man should show compassion and offer his support. Instead of blaming the man for giving too little, the woman should accept and forgive her partner with all his shortcomings and encourage him to do more, showing gratitude for all that he does give and continuing to ask for support. In this way, the man needs to learn to give love, support, and attention, and the woman needs to accept it. Both the man and the woman need to learn to set boundaries. For example, when a partner is yelling, tell them that if they don't stop, you will just leave the room. Saying no if you don't want to honor your partner's request. Saying, don't interrupt me when you don't want to be heard. And learn to ask directly what you want from your partner, rather than hinting or hoping your partner will figure it out on their own. So when both of you respect each other's boundaries, it will automatically encourage them to take a critical look at their own behavioral patterns and work to change them. Both men and women need love. A woman experiences feelings of rejection when she is not given enough attention, and a man experiences feelings of inadequacy when a woman tells him her problems. That's why men sometimes find it so hard to listen. He wants to be her hero. When she is disappointed or dissatisfied with something, he sees it as a failure. Her dissatisfaction serves as validation of his deepest fear, the fear of being convinced he's not good enough. Chapter 5. We speak different languages. Men and women can say one thing and mean something completely different. For example, if a woman says, "You never listen to me," by never, she means now. But men take the word literally. You can also take the phrase, we're stuck at home all the time. By this she means, I want to go out with you. You and I have so much fun outside the house. But the man understands it in his own way, so he'll say, what do you mean? We went to the movies last week. Or, you don't love me anymore. The implication is, I know you love me, but I'm feeling kind of insecure today. Tell me some tenderness and that you love me. But you'll hear, don't start I've told you 100 times that I love you. I miss romance. Implying, I adore being courted and appreciate the moments when we're in a romantic setting, just the two of us. Maybe you'll surprise me soon. But the man will again misunderstand everything and say, do you mean that I do not do enough for you? After such answers, there is usually a quarrel. It's hard for men to interpret what a woman says, and it's hard for a woman to understand a man's behavior when he goes silent. Women think out loud, sharing their inner world with others. And they say everything that rolls off the tongue. Men, before starting a conversation or responding to someone's replica, need to reflect on what they have heard. So first he formulates the most correct answer in his head, and only then he says it. Or if he does not have enough information to form an answer, he may not say anything at all. One thing women need to realize is that if a man is silent, it means he is thinking, I don't know what to say yet, but I'm thinking about it. Instead, a woman hears, I'm not answering you because I don't care about you, and I intend to ignore you. At times, men get into their cave where they'd rather not be disturbed. And if a woman tries to get a man to talk, it'll only make him angry, and you'll get nothing but a fight. If you ask what's wrong, and the man says that everything is fine, nothing or everything is normal, you shouldn't probe further. Just give him time. Men want to be alone for a number of reasons. Firstly, he needs to think about some problem and find a solution. Secondly, he is upset or stressed about something. At such times, a man needs to be alone to cool down and take control of himself. He doesn't want to say something or do something that he's going to regret. Thirdly, he needs to find himself. This usually happens when he is in love. He needs to control the intimacy with his partner. When he gets so close that he risks losing himself, the alarm goes off, and the man retreats to a cave. There he thinks it over, and then decides whether to continue to get closer, or better, to slow down the process of approaching. Many women do not realize that unsolicited advice and critical comments only repel men. Men don't like to be taught by someone if they don't ask for it. Instead, you should show him affection, and then he himself will start asking what she thinks of him. However, it is worth it for him to see that she demands some changes from him, and he will not ask for any advice. Also, men do not like to be given advice because he thinks he is not trusted. He immediately goes into a deafening defense, determined to do things his way. Subscribe to the channel, give it a like, hit the bell, and leave your opinion of this book in the comments. Bye.